Hello and welcome to IRL F4. We are in Season 8 and it will be the first ever F4 race here in IRL. I am Sondre Zorhag, joined by Jared Fosbury here.
Yep. Good evening, guys.
And what a way to kick off the first race of F4, Jared, on a Friday night evening.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to kick it off on a Friday, a nice, relaxing day where people are just coming away from work where they can get on F1. It shows their true pace for the first round at Canada.
Gotta agree with that, and I will have to say we have a lot of new faces. We also have some returning faces, and I believe one old-time IRL driver who's returned. That would be Louis Quinlan in one of the Red Bulls today. So, mixed up grid. Some people who are fairly new to us, so we can't really say much about them yet. Some people who we've seen taking steps in the past to up their game, and yeah, just gonna be interesting to see who can pull out on top here. And with that, Jared, who do you think we're gonna see at the front today?
At the front, I think Flying Grass, I think it's going to be up there in the Mercedes with Kieran and possibly Adam in the Alfa Romeo, I believe he's in. I think those are going to be up the top three in quali, but we have to wait for the race and what the weather is and see how they do in the race.
I'm not gonna lie, I do see Adam as one of the drivers who might be able to squeeze himself up there in quali. Then we also have another driver like Jamie Griffiths, who I think we should be able to see quite far up. A little confused. Flying Grass has just started his lap, but I think he actually invalidated it in the Wall of Champions before starting his lap, so we will be jumping over to... That's a good question, actually. The other Mercedes here, which would be another new driver. That would be Teemu. Oof, that's got to be a difficult name, Jared. Teemu Metsenvirta, another Finnish driver. Got quite a few Finns in the league now, Jared. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's great to see other people from all countries in the world to join the league, and more Finnish drivers is great to see. As Eric was one of the Finnish drivers in F2 and then went F1 last season, so it's great to see that he's brought some company in F4.
Definitely, and of course, Finland being a nation who's always been up there in F1, then it's kind of surprising that we don't see more Finns in league racing usually, but we have a couple here this season. We believe we have 2 here right now, actually 3 here, I believe, and 1 or 2 in the other tiers. However, we're gonna go over to Kieran Spears as he is about to finish his lap, heading through the Wall of Champions to go over to the line and take a provisional P2 with a 110 flat, as Adrian takes P3 with a 110.7 on the mediums. And as we're in on tires then, Jared, what do you think is the best strategy here today?
Well, I did race in FP on Wednesday and the strategy was soft, medium, medium. So I think the 2-stop will be quicker, and I've done a 2-stop before at this track. But people may try the 1-stop medium to hard, which also can be a good strategy, depends with safety car and that. So I think the 2-stop will be the way to go.
Interesting to hear. Well, in that case, I'm gonna keep my eye out for everyone who's then starting on mediums, that they will probably be going for 1-stop. However, we can see that Luis Vassman has gone on pole so far with a 1.86, actually over a second ahead of Adam in second at the moment, so interesting. However, I can see that we have a couple of drivers on outlaps right now. One of them, Anton Rioja. I'm not quite sure how to say that second name, so I'm probably butchering it, but we're gonna try our best there.
Thomas Mudford then just set a lap for a 1:99 on mediums. So he's the first person on the medium tyre to break in the 9s. So I think he could do a low 9, possibly a high 8 on soft tyres when he switches tyre. Right now, everybody else is actually on outlaps, as you did say. As we'll go on board with the Mercedes, if it lets me. On board with Flying Grass, I believe his real name is Anton. I can't say that last name, but I'll just call him Anton.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of struggling with knowing how that pronunciation is myself, and obviously being a Norwegian, I'm a little closer to the Finns than you, but it's a difficult one. Nonetheless, though, Anton heading towards the hairpin in a few moments, looking quite good through that fast chicane there. I think we could see him quite far up as he heads through the chicane in this black Mercedes.
As he's coming down a long straight, apparently I might have an echo on my mic, so I might have to switch mics apparently. As there is a slow car ahead of him, Mumford peels into the pits.
Oh, and that is an invalidation from Anton. Too bad for him. It would have been a 109.3, which would have been second. We're gonna head over to Ivan King though, or we're not actually, because he has turned on his IRL, so he's not on a lap. James has invalidated his lap. Ross Denholm is on a lap though, in his Ferrari, so we'll stick with him for the time being to see what he can do.
Now we've approached the back of the straight, approaching the World Champions very soon, as we've seen earlier. Anton invalid, hopefully he doesn't. And actually he doesn't finish his lap, actually he's got massive wing damage, which I didn't actually notice. So he's gone into the pits then, and that's his lap game over for now, as we've got 9 minutes and 56 remaining of the session. As my mic is issue. Right, so I'm just going to change mics dead quick to see if it'll fix the issue.
Alright, well, in the meantime we'll be heading over to Jamie Griffiths, another new returning driver. I believe he was in IRL F2 last season, if I'm not mistaken, so he's dropped time 2 tiers this season, but I do still believe he's around the same pace as last season. It's just gotten a little more competitive, you can say.
That should be fixed.
Hopefully it is. Hopefully it is. Nonetheless though, Jamie Griffiths, as it's actually saying outlap on him now, I believe it said that he was on the lap earlier. Or I might just be stupid, but that could also be a valid option for that matter. As I am not sure, it looks like he's starting a lap now, but he's not actually using his ERS. So I'm not sure.
For the 9.492 there. Good luck there from the Red Bull driver.
Not bad, not bad. We're gonna head over to Louis Quinlan. Probably one of the drivers who's been in IRL for the longest. However, he's had a few seasons away from racing now, so gonna be interesting to see how he can do back here in season 8. as the back end looks a little bit slippery out of that corner. However, coming into this fast chicane and crucial to hit the apex. Looks like he could have carried through a little more speed, but nonetheless heading into the hairpin. Might have been a small lock up there. Then on to the long straight. Now just one more corner, or technically two actually, as he's going through the wall of champion chicane right now. What can he do? Can he beat pole, or will it be further down the grid? It's gonna be a 1:09.7, which will be putting him in 6th at the moment. So not a bad lap from Louis there. Thomas Mumford, the next one to the line, he's actually invalidated, so... What about Ross Denholm? He's heading out of the hairpin right now. Towards the wall of champions, as I've just noticed, Jared, that we're having a Renault 1-2 at the moment with Lewis and James.
Yep. Oh yeah, that reminds me of season 5 where the Renaults were 1-2.
It does, and obviously you would be one of the people who knows that strategy fairly well too.
Yeah.
As back in season 5, you and Paco both fought off the charging Thomas Scott, who was trying to get the win.
Yeah, that was a very difficult chance. Oh, actually speaking about Ross there, he just lost a massive chunk of his front wing.
He's invalidated too. And Teemu is not on a lap. Kieran has just started his lap, so we're gonna keep going with him, as I can see that Marshall is in this stream saying bottle Haugen Foss bottle.
Yep.
What a bottle team.
As Mike actually moved into 5th then in the Racing Point.
Oh, you're right, but he's on medium tires though, so he is on an alternate strategy at the moment.
Yeah, that's a very quick lap time as well, a 9.2 on mediums.
Very interesting. Oh, as Kieran has just invalidated, which means that we are gonna try and see if Adam has also invalidated. Bottle. What about Mike? He's not doing a second lap on those tires. Jamie is not using his ERS. I don't think he's on a lap then. And now it actually says outlap on Jamie, so maybe he wasn't on a lap.
Sometimes a game can glitch saying he's not on an official lap when he actually is, but he is on ERS mode 0.
Codis. What are we gonna do with you?
Bring Liverpool Studios back.
Nonetheless, though,
on the grid, I will hit you soon as an outlap as well in the McLaren.
that would be Gabriel Hod. I'm not quite sure. I know he's French, so I'm not quite sure how that is actually supposed to be pronounced, his last name there, but it's at least Gabriel. But yeah, that gamer tag, he's just made himself one of my favorite drivers of the season for that.
Oh, Delta retired actually. I didn't realise Delta retired.
I didn't either before you said it. Jamie has just gone out again. Is there anyone? Louis Quinlan, he's about to start his lap. Heading through turn 1 and turn 2 here. Turn 2, quite an easy corner to lose the back end a little bit. As we can see, one of the drivers just moving aside to let Quinlan by. As now Quinlan is working his way towards the second sector, as it says a purple first sector. He's 3/10 up on his time. This could be a good lap time here, Jared.
Could be a good lap time actually, indeed.
Now heading through this fast chicane here before the hairpin. The hairpin, probably one of the places we might see some overtakes today. I mean, it's not really the best place with the long straight after it, but it's also one of the heavier braking places, so yeah, could happen. Nonetheless, Louis Quinlan going through the wall of champion chicane here, locking up a little bit. What is it gonna be? Is it gonna be a 108? Is it gonna be a 109.5? And only 1.5 improvement to put him up into 7th in the end. There was definitely more in that lap.
Yeah, he lost a lot of time. He was like 3 and a bit tenths up in sector 2, and then he just lost it all in sector 3. And I think that lock-up
He
in the
was.
hairpin cost him a little bit.
What about Thomas Mumford though? He improves by 3/10 up to 109.5, splitting the two Red Bulls. Then we have a couple of drivers on laps right now. We have Teemu, another one of the Finnish drivers, as he's heading towards the hairpin. So far, he is actually getting a little slipstream from the car head. I'm not sure if I think that is his teammate Jared, so that might have been planned.
How's it going to be then?
As we can see him going over the line to take a 2/10 improvement, however it doesn't move him up. However, his teammate of the day though, Anton Rioja, in the other Mercedes, has started his lap, and he is the closest one to Louis Wassmann at the moment. Can he challenge for that pole position? What do you think, Jared?
Yeah, I think he can challenge that pole position, definitely. You know, he's only 2/10 off. I think he can easily find at least 3/10.
I will have to say that I agree with you. The only problem I see is that I think probably Lewis can also improve by 1 or 2/10 on that lap, if not more, which then would cancel it out. Nonetheless, people are finishing their first laps right now. We can see that Lewis has improved. He's done a 108. Is it a 3?
Yeah, that's wow. I wasn't expecting that from Louis.
Great lap in the end from Louis there. What about Anton though, as he's going over the line to take a 1, as he has slowed down?
Yeah, I don't know why he slowed down there,
interesting.
As James actually moved to 3rd as we were on board with Anton, he did a 9 flat. So he's closer to Anton.
James is currently on a lap, actually.
James. Is he?
Yes.
I don't think that's the best solution though, especially with 2 laps off if he's doing the 2-stop.
Well, his delta said he was 3/10 up, so I don't know, maybe he messed up the previous lap and backed off at it a little. Nonetheless, he's coming towards the line. It's going to be a 108.80 to put him into 3rd. But but look at this though. Out of nowhere, Ville Hulko has gone on pole with a 108.1 to beat Louis Wassmann after Wassmann has had looked dominant through the whole quali.
I wasn't actually expected to get into the low 8s. Very good pace there from...
well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to get a little worried about the pace here and how the pace in F3 is gonna be on Sunday now.
Well, yeah, because you're in that Division 9, you know, you never know, you could be putting F4 if you don't do that much practice. Jamie's going to put
What do you mean practice? You know I never do practice.
Jamie would be disappointed though in 16th, no lap time, but it could be the better position if there's a massive crash in turn 1, so... And he gets a free choice of tyre.
True. Now who are we with? Oh wait, it's Jamie has invalidated, so he's not actually on a lap. Aye. I thought we had one more lap in quali-let, but
That's weird. He went across the line though when everybody's checkered flag was up, so his lap should have been over. Now it says on an out lap. Why do I have a weird feeling this lobby is about to be glitched?
would be typical, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Jamie's actually saying the session's glitched. I was P9 on my screen. Oh no, it's just 16.
Reed.
Yeah, he's got 2 accounts now, I believe. Reed and Jamie one. It might fix itself actually when he goes back across the line. If it's a glitch, I think.
Yeah, because right now.
Jared glitched it.
Okay, so now there is we have Norris, Latifi, Magnussen, and Russell at the back of the grid suddenly.
I think this glitch has only become a thing because Codemasters actually are now letting people get in their cars in quali. That's why Lando and Nicholas and Kevin and George Russell's cars are there. Hopefully that gets fixed, but when he crosses the line it should be done.
But is Jamie doing any laps though?
No, that actually isn't him, that's his AI.
Ah no, look at the time remaining.
Oh, yeah, it's glitch. I would say leave and rejoin, but you don't have to rejoin in the race because it does that glitch still.
I know.
Thinking restart bottle?
We might have to do a new lobby, yeah. I think we will have to do a new lobby.
Yeah.
Well, that is
Oh, as soon as Jamie leaves it fixes it.
or dude. Not gonna lie, with the glitch in the lobby, I would rather have a new lobby because that, yeah.
Shane also has a 5 grid place penalty as well. Well then, Sam Pike then takes first, Louis is in second, James third, with Anton fourth, Mike fifth, Kieran in sixth, Shane is technically seventh, but he's got a 5 grid place penalty, so he's running further down. Adrian's eighth, Thomas in ninth, Louis is in 10th. And Ozone, what's his name? Again, I'm going to try and pronounce this. T-Moon... yeah, I cannot pronounce that. T-Moon Metsanv... No, I can't.
Team.
Just apologies.
Damn.
T-Moon, right. T-Moon, right, okay, got you. Hopefully...
Ah, he has. Says he's still in this lobby though, but...
Jamie says he was P9 but P8 because Shane had a grid 10. Was that was he for you 16th as well for Jamie?
Yes. Well, in that case, if anyone who's watching the stream and is also in the race could send us a screenshot of the grid, that would be awesome. But we're not doing it in the new lobby.
Hmm? What? We're not doing a new lobby.
Haven't seen anyone leave yet.
Well, Adam said he's making a new lobby.
Well... I'm a little confused. I don't see Adam has left and does he...
Join back. So if Jamie joins back, the corner cutting glitch will still be in effect while he's on the formation lap.
I see. And we are sure about that.
I'm positive about that.
No. Some shenanigans on, on the formation lap.
A lot of people in the squad on the formation lap actually.
Nothing special. Alright, well we go ahead then.
Should Jamie rejoin and then just shows his race direct at the end though?
He can try and rejoin, try and get a penalty like usual. So if you could just message him quickly and let him know that. In the meantime, we are on the grid with Villa in pole position, closely followed by the two Renaults. If we're gonna get started. It looks like we're getting started now. As we have 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we are with the first F4 race of the season, and it's looking like a great start from, and well, I can certainly see.
Oh, there's been a bit of a crash actually. One of the Mercs on the Red Bull, Louis.
Some first lap shenanigans, I am guessing. As we can see that the predicted pit stop is a 2-stopper. And as I am very confused about the timings there now. Well, I think we got the right timings there right now, which means that Lewis has managed to make his way up into first, and we have a virtual.
We have a VSC, yeah. Jamie's gone into the wall. I think he's lost complete control of his car.
Big shame.
He's been disqualified.
You know, if he's been disqualified, I think he's just tried to cut and hasn't managed to cut. Well, hasn't managed to get penalty.
Change the camera angle and it changed to Adam. Apparently that wasn't him in control of his car. Instead he changed his camera angle and it changed to Adam's POV.
Oof. I feel bad for drivers with this game sometimes. Nonetheless though, James goes into pit. He's actually exploiting the safety car. In the meantime, we have his teammate Lewis Vassman in the lead ahead of Villa and Mike oh my god. House. Yeah. They're gonna be a long season there, Jared.
Yeah, it is. Definitely with all these names. Jamie is asking for a restart though. It was a glitch which put him on Adam, so I think it would be fair for a restart if it was that. It wouldn't be too late if it was Adam's choice. There's a lot of people have typed now actually as well. What do you think, Sandra?
It's kind of difficult to say. afraid that it's more. It's not. It's not that. I'm afraid he's just unfortunate in this first round. I don't. It's not. It's not a huge lobby glitch, if you know what I mean, which we run restarts for. It's a glitch that is unfortunately taking it out on one driver. I feel bad for him, but we don't usually see restarts for those, no. If the lobby wasn't going, then those are the kind of glitches that we're restarting for. So I feel bad for him, and I feel bad for Gabriel, as I can see that he is gone out too. I'm not quite sure what happened to him.
Neither I, but Shane's actually making a move on Kieran, and Kieran drops to 8th. Very easy move there from Shane around the outside before the hairpin, so Kieran may have some wing damage or something on his car. Lacking speed. As right now then, Mike is actually also being passed by Adrian, and is now getting threatened by Adam. Oh, and Adrian's almost lost it. Oh, and there's contact. Mike just slows down to avoid Adrian's car, and just plumps into Adam, and Adam's got wing damage, I believe, on his end plate. I don't know if you caught that, Sandra.
Unfortunately, I was being a little disturbed for a moment, so I did not. I'm gonna hopefully not get any more disturbance now, though. However, I'm following this battle between Thomas Mumford and Adrian at the moment. Mumford really staying close on that rear, trying to find a way past. And look at this, you can see him using his overtake as he finds the way past and
oh, Shane just piled into him.
And now he's passing his teammate Adam Corrigan for 4th placer. Both the Alfa Romeos doing a stunning job at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately you missed that, Sandra. Shane just literally rear-ended Adrian.
Oh, and look at that Adam Corrigan with the huge bottle. Dropped all the way down to 9th after losing the back end out of the hairpin. Ended up behind the battle you were watching, Jared. As we can see Shane going into the pit.
Yeah, Shane got wing damage by when you saw Adrian got passed by Thomas Mumford. Shane wasn't paying attention to his braking zone, just went right into the back of Adrian and spun him round and got wing damage. And that's why he's into the pits.
Oh, well, now look at this. Both the two Ferraris driving very closely together. Would be surprised if we don't see any team orders there. Of course, it is Ferrari.
Either team orders or crashing into each other. It's, you know.
It's usually not. It's usually not that in between there. It's usually the one or the other.
As Sondra Lewis actually said, you've murdered whoever just walked in. There's a racing point there. Mike has also lost it, so a lot of people are struggling with traction.
Oh, and that is Mike, I believe.
Adrian is now making a move into the hairpin. Easy move. Mike just lets him through.
Oh, look at this though, Villa. He is fighting for the lead now. He is catched up to Lewis. He is catching towards turn 1. He's not going to get quite close enough to actually make an overtaker. But look at these two in the front though, Jared. They've literally just blitzed away from everybody else, taking a commanding lead of the racer.
Yeah, I've got to say they've done very well actually to do this. And this reminds me of Paco Suarez and Bolt Scott in season 5.
Oh, I thought you were going to say yourself there.
Oh no, by then I already made my pit stop because those hypersofts just completely failed. But these two in their own little world right now, fighting for the lead.
10 seconds ahead of Thomas Mumford in 3rd place at the moment. So really just driving by themselves. Of course we have James Tourish though, Lewis's teammate, who's a little further down, who's done his pit stop and he's probably going to try to go to the end. However, I'm not sure if he can. As you can see that Will is not managing to get a good enough run in the Wolf Championship chicane to get this position. However, he's not going to give it up completely. Mike Nievenhouse, though, trying to chase down Adrian here. Mike, you had that spin after sitting in a pretty third place.
Well, it is quite easy to spin around here, as I do know myself from FP. But there's battles all over the place. Ferrari's race point versus Renault, which is great to see. And the gap hasn't closed up anymore. The gap's still stable around about 5 to 4 tenths.
No, ooh, as Ross Denholm is in the wall and out of the race, and I am not completely sure how he managed to do that, but that brings out a virtual safety car then.
Surprised that's not actually a full safety car where his car is parked.
Yeah, he's not exactly parked at the best location now, but I don't know. It is virtual, so that's what we got. Oh, you're right. Both Lewis and Bill is heading into the pit. What about the chasers? Thomas Mumford, he's going into the pit. Kieran also into the pit. What about Ivan and Anton? Ooh, Anton locking up badly on his way to the pit. So far we can see everybody pitting except for James Tourish, though, as he keeps going and is back up into third place then.
Oh, and the Mercs just retired.
Oh, that is Tim. Oh, how did the hairpin it looks like? Look at this though, Jared. Louis Vassman and Ville Hulko in the lead. Vassman has had a great pit stop. He's extended that lead to 1.3 seconds now. He's pushed Villa out of his DRS zone.
That's great to see. He must have either he's lost it by the pit stop itself, where he may have had an auto on the front wing, or he's just Louis had a bit more stronger pace on these mediums already and already got him to working temperatures and trying to pull away now as Salmon's actually catching up with him.
Could be. They're, I will have to say they're looking quite equally matched today, at least so far. But we're gonna go a little further down on the grid, as we can see that Ivan King is catching on. Shane going down this long straight. He's not gonna get quite close enough though. What about Mike on Adam Corrigan? Adam, who managed to take one win in the last F3 season, right at the end of the season. Kind of came out of nowhere too, Jared.
Oh yeah, it did, and here he is in F4, and right now he's doing quite well.
He's doing fairly well, he is. He did have that bottle early on though. He would have been in a 4th or 5th place right now if it weren't for that, so some mistakes.
Anton's actually thinking of making a move here, Sandra, on Mike. Mike's defending, as you did say, moves are possible into the hairpin. Oh, and Mike!
And I think Mike's gone a little too deep, getting himself wing damage there. And just after pit stop, that is not going to be fun for him. As Mike goes for a crazy lunge in the wall of championship in there.
Oh, and Adam actually has to let him through because he would have got a penalty. He cut the corner and look at
you're right. Anton trying it around the outside in turn 2, of course. Now Mike is going to be struggling a little with understeer after getting his front wing damage. A lot of close fighting down here right now as more battles. Look at this though, right now Anton looks like he has the grip on it, and looks like Adam has managed to get himself past Mike Nieuwenhuis right now.
Well, this fight's going on actually. Kieran is actually catching up with Thomas Mumford, who's actually slowly closing up to James in third place, and they ran on those hard tyres.
Oh yeah, James, he's not gonna have, he's not gonna be experiencing much fun for the next couple of laps, I think.
Especially if he's losing the rear end like that. He almost spun it actually out of turn 2.
Mike into the pit though, he's realized that that front wing damage is just gonna hurt him too much. Adriano right on the back of Ivan King here too.
Wow, the gap's almost 16 seconds. 17 seconds from Lewis, but 16 from Valhulko, I believe it is. Apologies if I said that wrong. Someone's actually gone off there, so I think that's aging. Adrian went off in sector 2. Any damage to his front wing? No, his front wing is okay.
Kieran, as you mentioned, getting very close to Thomas Mumford here. Mumford also almost inside the DRS range on James here now.
You can see though, Kieran's focused a lot more than Thomas, as Thomas is struggling a little bit with that rear end. Same with the Renault just ahead, so I think Kieran, if he wants to make this move, he's going to have to make it this lap before Kieran gets in within the... sorry, not Kieran. Thomas gets within the DRS range, because right now he's actually just in it, so...
It's a little too late for that, Jared, but look at the front though. Villa extremely close to Lewis, but Lewis still hanging on to the lead. What about Kieran? Can he make a move on Thomas, heading towards the Wall of Champions chicane here? It's gonna be a little too far again. It's not the easiest track to overtake here, Jared.
No, there's a lot of overtaking place, but as you said, it's not really the easiest. Even with 3 DRS zones, dirt, yeah, and not getting good exits can really affect your run. And especially now with the overtake button with the DRS, you've got to be smart on how you use it and that as well.
Very true there, very true. Apparently there is still a little bit of echo from you, Jared.
Yeah, I don't know what the issue is, but I'll try and get it fixed for next week. Or next Friday for you guys.
Oh, look at this though. I think Willa might have the move done now as they're heading towards the Wall of Championship again. He's going to take the outside line. Lewis is on the inside. Lewis gets the corner. Stays ahead, but what about into turn 1? Villa closing quickly here. I don't think he's gonna get a move going now either, and I'm quite sure after all those laps I'm starting to get quite curious about how he's actually gonna make an overtake on Lewis there.
I think the way he set it up was a good chance to do it, but I think he, instead of making the attempt at Wall of Champions like the chicane, stay behind him and try and get a better exit, because when he made that move he compromised his entry and exit and Louis just pulled away, and as you can see builds a lot quicker in the straight line. But on the corners, oh, we have yellows.
Oh, and that is Anton, and what's happened to him then as we're...
Ooh, he's crashed with a massive
and it's
crash.
another virtual. Come on, Codys, give us a proper safety car if you're gonna give us something. And turn 1, it looks like. Looks like he's crashed in turn 1/turn 2. Not quite sure how. Maybe he's locked up his rear tires. Maybe he's been in an incident. I can't really answer that.
The person who can answer that is the driver himself. If he was involved in an incident, he can report it to the stewards. But Thomas Mumford will be happy with this. And the VSC ends, he can make no take on James very soon because he's really close now. Him as go green, green, green.
Oh yes, indeed. As we are racing again, and we can see Willa right on the back of Lewis. Lewis still trying to hang on to this lead. There is, of course, one factor that we haven't mentioned though, Jared, and it's penalties. Canada, a well-known track to get a lot of penalties on, especially if you're called Sander Sorhaug. But yeah, there could be some penalties between the two front drivers that we don't know about too. But what about now though? Villa Hulko, extremely close to Lewis Rasmus, going down towards the wall of championship gate. Villa on the outside, Lewis on the inside. It looks like Villa has to move, and Lewis is in a spin and has lost a load of time there.
Well, when he was making a move, Lewis was actually still alongside, and it just a little bit too much turning from the racing point, and it just sends him spinning. And I know Lewis will definitely report that, and he won't be happy with the racing point who's now taking the lead and costing a lot of time. Actually, the rest wants to be waiting up for him. He lets him back through, and that's just great sportsmanship there between the two drivers.
I'm not gonna lie, that is beautiful to see from the two drivers there. I'm not gonna lie, from what I saw, kind of looked like the classic that there's just not enough space for two drivers to get through that corner side by side. But Willis realized that maybe he turned in on Lewis too much. He's given back the lead to Lewis. They've lost a little bit of time to Mumford, but not that much. So great sportsmanship there from Villa against Lewis, and I think Lewis is going to agree on that one.
Yeah, he's definitely going to agree on that. And while we're talking about them two, Thomas Mumford and Kieran have actually overtaken James.
They have James struggling on those old hard tires now. Will once again trying to catch up to the back end of Lewis, trying to find a place to make the overtake.
As I've got to say, Kieran's doing very well, and he really wants this podium position, and to get his first season in IRL, I believe, and in F4 is the new division, and trying to get a good result and try and fight for this championship, as he knows there's going to be a lot of guys he's going to be fighting with, which have equal pace with him, I can say.
Definitely. Nonetheless, though, lap 17, Jared. Of course, the normal strategy might have been thrown a little out of the window now. When do you think we're gonna see those guys on the mediums pit next?
Well, it depends how long they last them, to be honest. I think if they take them to lap 28, I think they can go softs to the end. Maybe 26 is the late chance for soft, but if they're going to go for another set of mediums...
Oh, I'm going to interrupt you here as we have Will making a move into turn 1 on Lewis. He doesn't manage to get it done as Lewis has the inside for turn 2 and keeps his position, but really a lot of fair driving between the two front runners at the moment. But yes, Jared, back to you. Like, when do you think we'll see the pit stop happening?
Well, if it's for another set of mediums, probably next 3 laps and go on a fresh set of mediums to the end, or softs, lap 28 or 26, I think, will be for the soft tyre, and try and go for that fastest lap, which is currently held by Louis in first with 11.2.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think we'll see the two front runners waiting that long to go to the soft to take fastest lap, as they can't really afford to be on the wrong strategy. So, but look at this though, Villa, he's gonna try it again in the Wolf Championship game. He can't really get it done here. Looks like Lewis has There's a bit of an edge on Villa here in straight line speed today. As we can see, Villa trying it around the outside in turn 1. I think he might have gotten the move done here, Jared. As you can see that he moves up into first place. And he's taken that position of Lewis, and he's managed to do it without any contact this time.
Actually no, there was actually still a little bit of contact. He almost lost the car, Louis, but it was fair racing. Just a bit of touch on the tyres. I think Louis wasn't actually expecting. He actually also lost it almost at turn 2, coming out of turn 2. So it's fair racing, and these two have got a lot of sportsmanship and great fighting at the moment.
Interesting. Hopefully we'll get more laps of these two fighting it away.
Gotta say though, we have a 3-wide fight for P3. James is keeping up with Kieran and Thomas Mumford, so Louis picks his first penalty, I believe. So we've got a nice battle for third place right now. Stella's retired into the pits.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say what's happened, but he's simply done the old I don't think I can get points, so I'll retire in the pit. Nonetheless though, there is no safety car or anything from that, so we're still racing, and we can see that Kieran is now holding off Mumford and James for third. Lewis though keeping up with Villa at the moment.
Ooh, makes a bit of mistake in that chicane entry there.
A tiny one. So far though, not many teams who has both their drivers left. We have the two Renault drivers in 2nd and 5th at the moment, and we have technically the two Red Bull drivers too, even though Louis in 9th is a reserve driver.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Sondre, but Ville's crashed at the World Champions and he's lost a big chunk of his front wing, and look who's pit, Louis' pit.
Everyone's pitted except for Villa.
This could cost him the win here.
Well, not everyone. Look at this, James is still going on his old hards.
Oh, but he gets jumped by his teammate. I think James may try and take those hards to the end because they still look in good condition.
Well, to be fair, it's 14 more laps, Jared. Of course, it's going to take a lot of time on Villa, who's driving around with little to no front wing. And then of course everybody else has also pitted. Nonetheless though, we have a new battle here. We have Kieran together with his teammate Adrian and Mumford all fighting for P4 at the moment. Although Adrian on his old tires will probably struggle to keep up with these two right now.
I said that Louis, with his returning debut back in IRL, he's doing alright in 7th place. He's going to be scoring some points in the first round for him. He'll be happy with that, with beating Shane at the moment, who's currently in 8th.
Oh, and what I've just realized, James has gone into the pit, same as Villa of course. James, however, is coming out of the pit in front of Villa here, Jared. And, well, I'm not gonna lie, we're probably gonna see Louis Vassman running away with the win here today in the end then. But we're gonna have a great fight for second though, with Kieran, James, Mumford and Villa all close together. Well, Kieran is actually a little ahead at the moment, but depends if these guys can get into his, manage to catch up to him or not then.
Yeah, actually. It'll be a nice fight though for second place now, as the grid's quite close to each other, and as you said, Louis was basically on his own, 15 seconds in front of Kieran, so he can just relax and bring it home.
True, true. Nonetheless, though, look at this Villa. He's making the move on Mumford Place. He does it before the wall of Champion Chicane. And moves up into 4th, as he's now going to try to hunt down James ahead of him. There is something about Renaults here, Jared. They usually tend to do well here in Canada, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, me and Paco might give the Renault drivers a bit of the Renault magic.
There was no magic about you two.
But Louis,
it was lots of sweating, that's what it was.
Yeah. I have to admit. Not anymore though. Too old for sweating now.
Too old for sweating, you say, but you've just moved over to a wheel. Doesn't exactly make sense, you know.
Well, not as much sweating like a week as sweating.
I bet you sweat as much as you've always done.
What I want to say though, Kieran's actually catching up with Louis. 14 seconds now. It is 10 laps, so that's new for flat.
Well, it could be a combination of Louis just taking it cautious now, making sure to not get penalties, and also Kieran pushing, as he knows that he has the other drivers out of his DRS zone, and ideally he would like to keep it that way.
I don't think James is going to get a podium actually right now, especially with Sam Pike, or I can't say his real name unfortunately, but
that would be Villa.
Really Villa, right. He's really close up on James, 4 tenths. If James is not careful, I think either this lap or next lap, James is going to lose a position, and Billy's next target then will be Kieran in second.
It would. Nonetheless though, he has to take that second first. However, look at this, Villa catching enormously on this straight as he takes away P3 from James before the wall of Champion Chicane here. As well as setting the fastest lap with a 10.8 right now.
That's right, that's, wow, a lot faster than everybody else. Everybody else is doing low 11, so.
Well, there is DRS in the picture on that lap for him too. Probably a couple of tenths just on DRS.
I say though, we're really possibly getting past Kieran for the final podium spot. Who do you think is going to get it? Do you think it's going to be James, or do you think it's going to be Kieran?
Oh, I'm not completely sure. Difficult one to answer. Simple as that.
Well, Kieran's now lost second place and drops to third.
He has, but he still has that third place though. And if he can manage to just stay inside the DRS of Villa, then we could see him holding on to that podium position. However, it looks like Villa is on a charge. He's gonna try to chase down Lewis with 9 laps to go. I think it's a little too much to catch up to, but he's gonna try though. And as we can see, Kieran already out of DRS on him, and he's gonna have to defend from James now with everything he got to take that podium.
Yeah, James is gonna have to do a lot more. He made a mistake in the second DRS zone, so he's gonna have to get a lot closer, and he's gonna get 3 DRS and since Kieran's not gonna get any DRS, so he's gonna actually catch up. And he's using all of his overtake. DRS is active, and he's Actually, not closing up that much.
He isn't, and it's definitely not enough. So he will have to sit behind Kieran for another lap then.
I thought I'd never see the Sandra, but Louis is actually fighting for position. He's actually challenging Mike for P8 on fresh mediums. Mike's still needs 1 hard tyres.
Well, let's have a look at that battle then as they're heading towards the Wolf Champion chicane. Mike on his old hard tires, Louis Quinlan on his fresh medium tires. Is he gonna dive it? He's gonna have to be forced to the outside. Locks up a tiny bit, get pushed out a little wide. He has to cut the corner a little, loses some time, and he's not gonna get the position at least before next lap then. In the meantime, James is right on the back of Kieran, heading on to the long straight.
Kieran then holds the position for now. James couldn't keep up in that straight line, so I think Kieran's actually running a little down.
Oh, look at this though. Louis and Mike side by side out of the hairpin. Louis is ahead right now, but Mike will have DRS, I believe. Louis goes to the inside to defend, then moves back to the racing line. Mike goes for the inside. He's going to try to take that position through the wall of champions. They go side by side here, Jared. Extremely tight there. Mike is currently ahead. Louis switches to the outside and Mike has the position. A lot of battling on a short period of time there between these two.
Adam's definitely going to be happy to keep on battling because he's now closing up and he may want some more points. But I've got to say something, that was very good racing there between them two. It was really close there from Mike actually almost hitting that wall.
It really was, and we could see them both pushing it to the line there with how many moves they're allowed to do, but they did what they were allowed, and in the end they gave us a great battle there, and we might get another one. As you can see, Louis right on the back of Mike through the hairpin, down the long straight they will go right now. Will we see Louis overtaking Mike? As we can see Mike going defensive instantly to the inside there. Now Louis comes to the inside. He's going to take the position going into the Wolf Champions as he moves up into 8th place. But will he be able to keep Mike behind though? Look at this, Mike. He's going to send it down the inside into turn 1. He tries to, he goes very deep, but Louis also goes deep, but Louis has the position for the, as Mike almost goes into the wall in turn 2 there as he loses his back end.
James is right now on board with James, who is a lot closer to Kieran this time, a bit more ERS than him, and he's in attack mode, going on the outside. Easy move there from James into 3rd place, and I think he has to pick up the pace now since he got a little penalty crossing over the World Champions last lap and maybe in jeopardy of losing his 3rd place. But look at the straight line speed in that Renault.
I'm calling curse.
I agree, I think it's a legal engine. I think there's a Merc engine in there.
Merc engine?
He moves into 3rd. Yeah, gotta give it the Merc. Can't give it the Ferrari, you know?
Nah.
Adam's actually catching Louis there, and he takes a weird entry there into the World Champions. That was weird.
Would have to agree with you on that one.
Like usually you can go 4th gear flat if you take it like exactly straight on, but he took it like 3rd, and it was basically like a chicane.
You know, I usually just put it in the wall. I keep it simple, you know.
Either put it in the wall or get too many penalties.
No, I put it in the wall here.
I said that Adam's actually keeping up with Lou, which is great to see, and it doesn't actually stop us with a battle. There's actually still this battle then on track. The only battle with lap 31 and 35, and wow, look how close the gap's been closed from second to first. It's now 9.3 seconds.
I have noticed. I just think it's a little too short of a distance left. But look at this though. Adam catching on Louis. He goes for the inside. Louis squeezes Adam. He manages to hold on to that 8th place for the time being. However, I think Adam will come back at him, and I think he will try to get that position again.
Both cars are struggling on their tyre wear. Ooh, Adam almost hits the wall. Very close.
Bottle Adam.
Agreed.
As we can see, they're popping up another penalty for Thomas Mumford. Mumford, who I think might have been the most excited driver to get the season started. Could see him in the chat saying race day 1 day before the race. That's gotta be excitement. Nonetheless though, Adam here getting closer to Louis. Trying to look at where he can make a move. Adam, who I must have to say that has come along. Ooh, as I'm about to say that he's improved massively from last season. He almost puts the car in the wall there.
Well, it would have been kind of ironic if you put it in the wall there, because that's where I put it a couple of seasons ago. Oh god, he almost! He's getting really testing with his brakes, and he almost loses it again.
Adam really got to be careful on the traction right now. You can see him constantly struggling in a few corners.
We're going to be on the ultimate lap very soon as Louis is into the hairpin now.
By the way, is there some sort of like glitch in the game that like it can look like people are locking up even though they're not? Because like I keep seeing Louis apparently locking up even though I don't think he's running ABS off, and I think I just saw Adam apparently locking up. So you have any idea?
Adam's actually got wing damage.
You're right.
I don't really know actually, because since this year I've gone on no ABS, I haven't seen that in commentators having glitch, because guys who have on comms will usually run no ABS. It's again Adam's struggling on traction. But yeah, it could be a glitch, to be honest.
Kevin Harrison there in the chat saying waiting for another bottle from Bottlegan. So I think we have another guy who's getting close to getting his bottle name.
I think there's enough in the bottle team, but we can fit one more.
You know, you're gonna have a certain amount of career bottles to get that name. Then you also have Lewis Marshall saying Louis has always been tough to pass, and we'll have to agree with that one. He's not a driver who's just gonna give it to you for free. He's gonna make you fight for it, and he's gonna make you work hard for it too. So yeah.
Well, we're on board about that. Louis now on his final lap, and Lewis Marshall said that is a glitch, what you were saying, Sandra, about people locking up when they're actually not. So apparently when he was in another
okay.
As Wickberg said, no, there's only one bottle in this league. God, Louis' gap's been caught now, 6.4 seconds. Wolford picks up a pen. As Adam now has one final chance, but he's now out of the DRS range, and Adrian's actually catching up Shane, who he is within DRS range. So both Red Bulls are either under attack or trying to attack or trying to defend.
Louis Vassman coming towards the line. Gonna be the first ever driver to take a IRL F4 win, as he takes an early lead in the championship with Wille right behind, though. Wille, who challenged him for a long time. Then we have James, Lewis's teammate, who takes third place in the end. Kieran Spears with fourth. Then we have Thomas Mumford, who's coming towards the line to take fifth place there. Adrian, yes, he's actually being pressured from Shane here as they go towards the line. It's gonna be Shane in sixth and Adrian in seventh. Now Louis is getting pressured from Adam Corrigan as they're heading towards the line. And it will be Louis, Adam in seventh, Louis in ninth. Oh, it's actually moving up to seventh on pens there. As Mike is the final driver to cross the line in 10th place.
And he also takes the fastest lap as well in 10th.
Slapped on those soft tires in the end, did he?
Yeah.
Well, if you have nothing to lose, then why not? Oh, some dancing from Louis Vassman there. I will have to give it to Codis. They have done a lot of good stuff for the new game, especially with getting for us commentators to get the predicted strategies up on the screen. Then you have the podium celebrations that you can customize to a certain degree, but nonetheless, though, they have made so many mistakes on the new game too. Nonetheless, it is Louis Vassman who's taking the first win of the season ahead of Ville Hulko and James Turish, his teammate. Kieran Spears in fourth place. Then we have the Alfa Romeo of Thomas Mumford with a solid fifth in the end. Shane Calais with sixth place in his Red Bull. Then Adam Corrigan in seventh. Adrian in eighth. Then Mike in ninth. And Louis in 10th in the end. Then you have Ivan King, Anton Ruoho, Temu, Ross Denholm, Gabriel Hodd and Jamie all with a DNF today.
It's true, but Louis actually had almost got disqualified there. He had 24 seconds worth of penalties. I did notice.
Reminds me of myself. So, Jared, will you be able to invite the people in for a podium interview, or do you need me to suggest?
I might need you to suggest them.
Well, give me a small moment. Let's see, so that's first place, then and was it TRT James in third in the end, wasn't it? So there you have all three suggested for you.
Okay, I will send all three of them invites. Why won't let me actually invite Simon Pike? Give me a second. Let's see if it'll let me do it again. There you go. All three have been sent invites.
As we have the race winner here already.
Yeah.
Gonna wait a few more moments to see if we get second or third place, or both for that matter.
Shit, I can't get that smile out of my face.
Tends to be a little like that when you win.
Yeah, the pace wasn't that good against the Racing Point, but if you wanted to win in the end, so all good.
Can't argue with that.
I
See though.
if I yeah.
Does not necessarily look like we'll get the two others on the podium into the party, which but we can go ahead and start with first place, Jared. So first of all, congratulations on the win today, Lewis.
Thank you.
First of all, looked like well, at the beginning it was quite messy, as there were some stuff happening, some shenanigans happening in the midfield and at the back, and the timings on the left side just not being good at all. But you seemed like you managed to get your way up into first on that first lap. Like how and where did you do that?
Yeah, I had a better start, so I immediately jumped in at the start, so I wanted to control the race, you know, and then after the pit stops, because of the VSC, we both pitted in lap 7, I guess it was, so that was nice that the VSC came out there, because I wanted to pit anyways, and if it would come out, you know, half a lap later, then I would be screwed by the VSC, and he could pit a lap later and overcut me, so I was pretty lucky that it came out just in that time, so I could pit. Then I could stay ahead of him, and you know, from there on I just wanted to control it, but I had the problem, he was a bit quicker, so yeah, he overtook me and spun me around because he didn't leave me the space. He gave me the position back then, that was fair, so I forget about that already. So
Yeah, actually mentioning that we did see that, and it's not something you see every day. Usually when people spin another driver around like that, they usually just tend to just move on, to say it like that. And like when like how did you feel when you got spun, and then when you realized that he was still was waiting for you? Like, how was that period for you?
Yeah, it was like, whoa, come on, I don't want to report again and wait 2 days if I win the race or not. And then I saw a Racing Point going slowly after turn 2. And it was like, okay, nice guy, he gives me back the position, so everything's fine. Then he overtook me again. I nearly spun again. 2 or 3 laps later, but that was more racing incident than the incident before, where I was on the inside and he just turned into me and spun me around. And I hit the wall with the right side of the front wing, and the left side gets broken. I don't know, Codemasters, what they did there, but yeah. In the end, I wasn't the quickest of the day, but the next rounds, next tracks will be more liked from my side, so I think I can win it by myself. So I don't know even why lap 20 I pitted to undercut him, and half a lap later I was only 6 seconds behind him, so I gained like 20 seconds. I don't know what happened there.
Well, he had a... I didn't see it that well. Jared did. I believe he spun or hit the wall or something, so he lost a lot of his front wing, and he lost out quite badly on that, but it happens, I guess. But nonetheless, though, great respect shown from the both of you to there. But nonetheless, next week, though, heading to Italy. How do you feel about that track?
Well, I was pretty struggling last year with the brakes. Since last year I'm not driving anymore with ABS. I'm completely except the racing line without assists. And I was struggling very on brakes last year, and you know, the braking got a bit easier this year, this F1, and now I don't know if it's only the braking, but I feel very, very much more comfortable in Italy this year than I did last year. So I'm looking forward to it because nice track.
Fair enough, fair enough. Any questions from you, Jared?
No, I think you both pre-answered every single one. But all I've got to say is congratulations on your win. It's well deserved. I have raced with you before, and it's great to see you doing well in F4, and hopefully you can fight all the way for a championship this season.
Yeah, I hope as well.
Where are you now again, Jared?
5.
That's how it was, yeah. Not hard to see who came out on top there. Nonetheless, though, congratulations on your first win of the season, Lewis, and also congratulations on being the first ever IRL F4 race winner. So
yes, that's right. I didn't realize that. And also a Renault double podium, so what could be better?
It did, and we're gonna head over to James now, and I'm gonna let you start this time, Jared.
And then James, just got to make sure that your party is mic as always allow, I believe it's called, on the party thing, so the stream can hear you talking.
Well, I hope it is. It might be embarrassing if I was speaking to the mic.
That's alright, mate. Well then, you were the one who pitted, didn't you? Yeah, you did. Great start on the medium tyres, I believe. But you actually went into the pits actually quite early on lap 1. You went on the hard tyres. Was your strategy to go all the way hard to the end, or were you praying for a late safety car to go on the soft tyres and try and go for that fastest lap?
Well, at the start, I got a good start in the soft, so I was on the outside, and then when the VSC came out at the end of the lap, I was like, oh, I might just try a different strategy, because what happens if the safety car comes out now, lap 3 or lap 4, I'll be in the hards, whereas everyone else will come out in the mediums and might have a chance to hold up the front group, Lewis and Salmon, but nothing like that happened, so I just decided to go with a normal 2-stop from soft hard to the medium, and then worked out in my favour to get P3 at the end.
Like I say, yeah, P3 was a good result on the cards there. And speaking about the other racing point, Villiers Salmon Pike, if he wasn't there, do you think you could have gotten second place? Because your pace was actually a lot stronger than the person who was second place before. Villiers both overtaken you and Kieran. Did you think you could have got a Renault 1-2 on the first round?
Well, to be fair, my expectations weren't as high when I came in there, because I've seen the names of the boys in the league and I raced them last year, and they're all pretty quick, but my paces seem to improve. Moving over to F1 2020, so I was shocked to get P3. But I'd say if Salmon wasn't there, probably could have been a normal 1-2 for Renault. But we're happy enough for the 1-3, I'd say, for the constructors.
Yeah, that is true as well. And is your objective with you and Louis going to fight for the drivers and the constructors this season, or are you guys going to scrap it out for the drivers and think about the constructors later on?
Well, after the first race, I think I'm going to let Lewis go for the drivers, and I'm just going to play points for the team. Because clearly he's faster, was it 5/10 qualifying, and then it was by 15 seconds in the race, so I believe he's much faster than me, so I'll let him go for the drivers.
Okay then, well Sanjay, have you got any other questions before I ask him the final question?
Well, I did, but he kinda answered it with saying that he'll go second driver, so I don't think I have any questions after all then. Just congratulations on the podium, and a double podium for Renault for that matter. You guys are looking strong, so be interesting to see how you guys do, so just get on with the last one, Jared.
Okay then. Well James, Italy is next week, with you got third place today. Where do you think you're going to be compared to the rest of the grid next week? Do you think you could get another podium on the cards, or possibly second place, or even a win?
I'd say in Italy next week I'll be hoping for either top 6 in a way, but it all depends how Salmon and Lewis go on. If they end up coming together in unfortunate events, then I'll be able to take 1 or 2. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully it's a clean race.
Okay, well, thank you for the interview. Congratulations on both of you drivers for getting your first podiums in F4, the first time for everybody. And well, Sandra, I'll let you take it away.
Alright, Jared, so usually I would tend to ask you if you have anything more to add, Jared, but I'm pretty sure that you don't right now. So with that then, this has been IRL Season 8 F4, first season for F4 here. We have had a double Renault podium today with a 1-3 nonetheless. If you want to check out more of the channel, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And with that, there is more action coming tomorrow with F1 and F2 going at 6 PM. Both of the races before we head on to Sunday, where we'll have F3 and F5 at 4:30 PM. So with that, hopefully we'll see you again later on this weekend, or next week for that matter. Good night.